Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available! Halloween 2025, the album, Dad. Shh, I had to think of a holiday. I don't know why. Christmas 2025, since we're going to talk about Christmas candles today. The album, Dad. Rocking around the Christmas tree, da 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 da. How are you guys doing today? Okay, today we are going to talk again about the Bath & Body Works candles. A video that I did last week that was so polarizing in views. I did not expect it to be so polarizing in views. I did not expect to get the kind of reaction that I got to doing this video. But it was very, very interesting, the responses I got. So I would say that half of the responses were like, oh my God, I didn't see it until you said something about it. Now I can't unsee it. And the other half of the responses were, you're all snowflakes! You're all snowflakes! You can't handle anything! Snowflakes calling out snowflakes. Hi, I'm Peter Monn. Welcome to another edition of Investigative Reports. Did you guys ever watch that show back in the day? Oh my God, I loved Investigative Reports back in the day with Bill Curtis. Did you guys ever watch that? Hi, I'm Bill Curtis. Welcome to another. Today, we're going to talk about the harrowing world of racist candles from Bath & Body Works. So, I did not expect that when I did this video last week, like I said, that it was going to get, well, quite frankly, I think it's sitting at like 12,000 views. I thought it would be like a 3,000 viewed video. I didn't think anybody would want to watch it. A couple people sent the story to me and I was like, okay, this is kind of the stuff that I like to talk about over here because I too get kind of bored of talking about the same 5 or 6 people. So these are the kind of stories that if you guys find stories out there like that, please send them to me. Not just about racist candles, but about anything kind of like pop culture-y like this, you know, send it to me and I will respond to it over here. Because these are the kind of stories that, like, I talk to my friends about. Like, did you see that Bath & Body Works put out, like, this KKK candle? Those are the kind of stories that I talk to my friends about. So, like, if you guys find stuff like this, please send it to me, and I will respond to it. But it was interesting because so, if you guys don't know, I did a video previously, sometime last week. I think it was, like, 4 videos ago. I just looked it up. And we will look and see what the video is called. The film. The video is called Bath & Body Works Candles Canceled for Racist Candles. Okay, so in there, I talked about how a couple people had sent this to me, and then after I made the video, more people sent me more stuff about it, and there were like Reddit threads about it, there was like one article written about it. I was actually kind of surprised when I looked it up on YouTube that there weren't, because you know, there's a whole candle community on YouTube, okay? I have joked for years that I am not a drama channel. No, I am not a drama channel. I am a candle review company, okay? I review candles. I'm a candle review company. I'm not a drama channel. It was a joke that I made, I think literally like my first year of doing drama commentary over here. So when I saw this come up, I was like, oh, this is perfection. This is the joke about me being a drama commentary channel, but I'm not really. I'm really a candle review company, which makes no sense whatsoever. Instead of a candle review channel, I'm a candle review company. So, but anyway, there's a whole candle community out there, right? And I was kind of surprised. I'm sure since this has all hit the airways that several of them have talked about it. But every once in a while, people will send me stuff and they'll be like, did you hear that there's a lot of drama in the candle community? And I'm like, what's the drama in the candle community? And they'll be like, well, Sheila's fighting with Steve because Sheila got the new candle from Yankee Candle and they only released 100 of them in the United States and Steve didn't get, and I'm like, okay, nobody's gonna care if I talk about this over here, right? It's like one of the stories that I have like 5 stories that I want to cover. Do you guys want to hear what the stories are? I know when I say these, you guys will be like, I have no interest in these whatsoever. Okay, so there is a scandal. Did you guys know about this? About the Celestial Tea Company? Did you guys know about this? Okay, so there's a whole scandal because I was using Sleepy Time Tea, drinking Sleepy Time Tea for I think like the last 3 years, okay? I have switched over, but there is a whole organization, church, behind the company that owns the Celestial Tea Company. And so there's a whole scandal about it, right? So that's one of the videos that I want to do over here. Kind of like when I did the whole thing about Go Ask Alice, the book. People are like, when are you going to do the Go Ask Alice video? I'm like, I did her 2 months ago, okay? I did the whole thing about Go Ask Alice. The book Go Ask Alice is completely fake, okay? Beatrice Sparks made the whole thing up. It was Mormon propaganda. So there's like a book coming there. I think there was just a book that just came out about it that was highly researched. And there's been articles written about it, like in the New York Magazine and things like that. And so or New Yorker Magazine. So anyway, that was like one of the stories. I love doing stories like that. Those are the things that I'm the most fascinated with. In fact, it was sometime, I think it was last spring. I think it might have been when we were in Florida for Ultra Music Festival. I watched the second season of the true crime documentary called The Devil You Know. The first season was about this guy named Pazuzu, and he listened to a lot of heavy metal music, and it was like basically like Satanic Panic, except like 20 years later. It was like in the 90s or the 2000s, and he killed all these people and he buried them in their backyard. So anyway, that was the first season, but the second season was about this woman. And she started this whole, like, Facebook group. I can't remember what her name was. It was Sherry something. If I looked it up, I could probably find it. But I have notes taken on it and everything. But the whole second season was about this woman that, well, she really wanted to be, like, a minister. And she went to, like, this ministry school and stuff like that. And then she wanted to be, like, a newscaster, like, on the level of Barbara Walters. I mean, they all do, right? But anyway, but she didn't ever, like, nobody wanted to hire her because she was, like, very, very, like, conservative Christian and things like that. And so she ended up, like, just holing up in her house, and she started this, like, webcast series where she would live stream for hours a day talking about how reptilian aliens had made a deal with the United States government, and that, so, like, she, like, would sell these people this rock that you had to buy for $30. She made, like, over the course of, like, 3 years, she made, like, it was something close to, like, $1 million or something like that, selling this rock, and then all of her followers, and she didn't even have that many followers. I mean, it was, like, 30,000, which is a lot, but, like, not a lot for, like, this cult kind of thing, right? And then she would have them, like, she'd say, okay, these are the areas that you have to go put it by. You have to go put it by, like, this city pool, because we got to protect the children from the reptilian aliens that are trying to take over the earth and stuff like that. So that was a whole other video that I wanted to do over there. And then of course, back in the day, I used to read the Sheila Wood Friendship Club from the magazines. You guys remember that, when I used to read, like, the personal ads for the Sheila Wood Friendship Club? So they're now online. So I thought I could do the Sheila Wood Friendship Club video. And then, of course, I want to come back and do the AITA videos, the Am I the Asshole? So if you have any AITAs or your favorites you want me to respond to, put those in the comment section below. And then I thought about doing a video about, like, all the people that I talk about, you know, like, incessantly, the same 5 or 6 people. Like, if I did a video talking about, like, the first time I ever heard about them, like, the first time I was ever introduced to them, you know, what I thought about them and how I found them and things like that. And then I wanted to do, oh my God, this just came out recently on my vlog, because I was talking about my grandma. So for those of you that don't know, my mom's mom and my cousin Caroline, her mom's mom, so our grandma, we found out after my mom passed away that she had gone to prison. Okay, well, that's a whole, my cousin and I want to do a whole documentary series about that. It was going to be a podcast called Cousin, but then we decided we're not going to do a podcast. We're just going to do, like, a video series, but we don't know when, and we were waiting until the pool closed, because why not? Why do you want to sit in a government building trying to find records when you could be at the pool? So we're going to wait till probably this winter, and then we're going to, like, dive deep into that about our grandma. We think that our grandma now went to prison twice. I think it was 3 times. Caroline thinks it was twice, but so for fraud and embezzlement, okay? So, and money laundering, fraud and embezzlement. So, anyway, but my grandma back in the day, I tell stories about my grandma all the time on my vlog, about how what I remember of my grandma is, like, her watching her stories. We would watch, okay, so at, like, 11 o'clock, we would watch, why can't I remember now? We would watch The Price is Right until, like, noon when the news came on, and then at 12:30, she would watch, I think it was Loving, and then we would watch her stories, which were on ABC. So, All My Children, One Life to Live in General Hospital. And I watched those for years afterwards. My grandma would sit on her little chair and she'd drink coffee, or her little couch, and she'd drink coffee. She called it a Davenport, not a couch. And she'd drink coffee and she'd smoke one Salem Light after another, right? And then she loved to play bridge with her girlfriends and stuff like that. Now, my cousin remembers something different. My cousin remembers her making her loose meat sandwiches. She's like, I loved Grandma's loose meat sandwiches on white bread. I'm like, Caroline, that is disgusting. Don't tell anybody. She's like, well, you tell the entire world that Grandma went to prison. And I'm like, okay, but, like, Grandma going to prison, loose meat sandwiches, don't tell anybody that Grandma made you loose meat sandwiches. That's gross. So anyway, but we're going to do this whole investigation about it. But But I was talking about my grandma the other day because my mom, do you guys remember comic strips and newspapers? Do they still have them like in the Sunday papers? So when we would go to church on Sunday, we would come home. We used to stop at this place called Rosalind Bakery. I know you guys are like, what does this have to do with candles? Just wait, it does. We're going to get to the candles in just a second. This is the story time part of it, okay? This is what you really come for. You don't really come for the drama. So this is where people timestamp my videos, and I'm like, timestamp them all you want, okay? But are you new? Because, like, nobody comes here for this. Most people don't even care about what I'm talking about. Trisha Paytas, ooh. Jeffree Star, ooh. They don't even care. That's why people sign out at that point. You come for the stories, okay? I know you do. I should just call this a story time channel is what I should call it. Actually, that's probably what I should change this channel to. But now that 1 million of you would leave, I don't even have 1 million subscribers. Well, I don't know how many of you would leave, but probably some. But anyway, okay, we're going to get to the candles in just a second. This all comes back to the candles, okay? So anyway, on Sundays, my mom and I, we would go to church. We had to go to both services because my mom taught Sunday school, and then we would have to go listen to the sermon afterwards, you know. So we would be like 8 and 10 or whatever. So after that, we would stop by this place called Rosalind Bakeries in Indianapolis. Now, Rosalind Bakery, it's a true crime story right there, okay? Rosalind Bakery closed down. Rosalind Bakery, they still, like at the grocery stores, they still sell their stuff, but they're not around anymore. Well, the factory got closed because they had rats in their factory. Then, the guy that owned Rosalind Bakery, who lived literally 2 miles from me, they always decorated their house big for Halloween and stuff like that. He was murdered, okay? So that was like a really big deal of stuff that happened in this town. But anyway, so we would stop at Rosalind Bakeries. I should actually do that, true crime. That would be interesting. Oh, and you know what? Like, in between there and there was this minister and his wife, and he had, like, pissed off this, like, kid in his congregation. And so the kid on Christmas Eve, after the Christmas Eve service, came over, beheaded the minister and his wife, and the cat. Killed the cat, too. Anyway, so I think he's sitting in prison for life. But that house is, like, I can walk to that house from here. I mean, I wouldn't. Because that's some scary shit over there, okay? You want to talk about satanic rituals and satanic panic and all that kind of stuff. By the way, Hysteria is coming out on 10/18. It's a show about satanic panic. But anyway, so my mom and I, we would always stop at Rosalind Bakeries, and she'd say, you can get as many donuts as you want, but just one cookie and things like that. So then I would go home, and when my mom was making Sunday lunch, okay, supper, this was a whole discussion of my vlog. If you like to watch, this is the kind of stuff you like, you need to be watching my vlog. We had a whole conversation over there about the difference between supper and dinner, okay? Well, dinner we would have on Sunday nights at like 5 to 6, but supper was at like 1 o'clock, and supper, and everybody has a different idea about what this means, and I know this will get the most comments on there, but supper for my mom was like tuna fish salad sandwiches. This was before I was a vegetarian, and that Mrs. Knorr's, I always called it Mrs. Knorr's, but it's really Knorr's, Knors, or Mrs. Grass's, and it was the one where you put, I'd always say, Mom, can I drop the egg in? And the egg had all the special sauces in it, then you put that in there, right? So anyway, and then we'd have chicken noodle soup, and then I would eat my donuts while she was cooking all that, and then I would read the comics. Well, the one comic that I never understood was called Apartment 3G, okay? Apparently, they would just refer to it as A3G, and it stopped in 2015. It started in 1961. There's huge scandal around all this, okay? Well, my grandma, whenever I would ask my mom, it was 1 box every single day. Do you guys remember that? Every single day in the newspaper. I think on Sunday it was more than that, but on Monday through Friday, it was like just 1 box, and it would say Apartment 3G. And I'd say something to my mom about it, and she'd be like, oh, Grandma reads that. It's like her stories. Because my grandma would call her soaps her stories. And so she would say, Grandma reads that. It's like her stories. Which now, in retrospect, I'm sure that kept my grandma going through prison, was reading Apartment 3G, okay? So anyway, now they call it just A3G, and it stopped in 2015, and it just kind of fades off. They didn't even give it an ending or anything. So I wanted to do that video over here. And the last video that I wanted to do over here, oh my God, my friend Melissa and I used to be so obsessed with this gal on Facebook, and she sold shit like crazy. Her name was Simply Obsessed with Sarah Gibbons, okay? Well, she apparently sold, so she would go live streaming, and she'd say, I have this fan in black, I also have it in white, moss, green, blue, yellow, purple, white, okay, white, Mom, white's gone, okay, my mother just said that the white is going, the blue's going, the green's going, they're $19.99, you want to get as many as you can right now, okay, the moss is going, the teal's going, the blue's going, they're all sold, okay, on to the next thing. These are a pair of reading glasses, they're $15.99, they're not. They're $150. They're black, but you can also get them in green. You can get them in teal. You can get them in Christmas red. Okay, Mom, she just said that the red is gone. The blue is gone. The black is gone. Okay, we only have the white and the beige gone. The beige is gone. The white's gone. She would sell this stuff like crazy. My friend Melissa, and she had these long nails, and they were like bejeweled and all this kind of stuff. Melissa and I would get in our Facebook group. She would go live every single day, and we'd be like, Sarah, we love your nails. Tell Melissa and Peter you say hi. And she would totally ignore us always, right? Well, Sarah Gibbons, who apparently started out of LuLaRoe, okay? Do you guys know about LuLaRoe? Okay, those moldy tights that Mary from Sister Wives. By the way, if you watch Sister Wives, go follow my Sister Wives commentary. I just did my video yesterday on my Peter Watches TV channel. I'm covering all kinds of TV shows on my Peter Watches TV channel. I didn't even think this video was going to be 20 minutes today. I haven't even gotten to the candles. So anyway, But Sarah Gibbons just sold her company, and now apparently she sold it to this gal, and it's real sad. I went over there, and it's like this woman, and she's like, yeah, like, I really like this dress, and you should probably get this dress too. And she's like standing there, and people in the comments are eating her alive. They're like, are you the one that bought her company? Oh, honey, you need more personality. So I want to make that video too. I have all these are the kind of videos that I didn't think anybody cared about, or do you? Because you guys apparently really cared about racist candles. I couldn't believe it. And I got so many polarizing comments, which is what I live for. I live for the conversations in the comment sections. I do. I mean, if everybody disagrees with what I say, who cares? It's boring, right? The conversation is what I live for, that we can have a conversation. And I love that people were like, oh my God, this is such a reach. And other people are like, oh, now that I see it, I can't unsee it. You know, it's like, let's have a conversation about this. So, what I talked about in my video last week was that Bath & Body Works was getting called out, okay? Because they had this candle, here, I'll put it up here somewhere. The candle is called Snowed In, okay? Now, they have this line of Christmas candles that they just put out. And I don't know what you call that, the wrapper around the candle, all of them are supposed to look like snowflakes, okay? But this specific candle, people were saying that it looked like KKK Klansmen in their hoods. And if you look closer, some people were saying that behind them, okay, there's like these dots on the back of what do you call it? The wrapper. These like yellow dots that looked like burning crosses. People were like, what is going on? Okay, people were very, very upset in the comments talking about this, about AI. I don't know why, if I commented on it, people all of a sudden were like, oh, Peter came up with this. Yeah, it was my plan to take down Bath & Body Works alone. Some people in the comment sections were like, Peter, you are so reaching. I literally read articles and read a Reddit thread, okay? It wasn't like I came up with this idea on the own. I wish, okay? I wish I clocked shit that fast. I wish I did, but I was probably too busy down there taking notes on Sister Wives, okay? But anyway, so this became like kind of like this big thing. Well, when I did the video about it initially, it was interesting because I got so many comments from people that were like, y'all are a bunch of snowflakes. People are so easily offended anymore. This is a reach, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. Now, what do I really believe happened? Do I believe that Bath & Body Works intentionally put out this racist candle? No, I don't believe that it was intentional whatsoever. I think it was a mistake. Do I think that, because a lot of people were commenting that all of Bath & Body Works wrappers and artwork is now AI generated, do I think that it is AI generated art gone bad? Yeah, I think AI generated art is stealing art from real artists, and it's stealing, you know, from different people. It's making, I don't know. I'm not a big lover of AI anything, okay? And a lot of people in my comment sections and the Reddit threads and stuff were saying the same thing about AI. But I also think it's the responsibility of Bath & Body Works and whoever they have on their company. And a lot of people were speculating, well, maybe the people that are working for Bath & Body Works are too young, that they're not aware. Seriously? Okay, seriously? If you do not know, if you live in the United States and you do not know, I would love to know if there is one person out there in the United States, I don't care if you are like 15 years old, that does not know what a KKK hood looks like. I mean, there are people in my comment sections that were like, I'm like, how could you possibly and even admit in a public forum that you have no clue what a KKK hood looks like? Seriously? Did you grow up, did you go to school in a cave? Like, how did you not know that? I mean, and to be honest with you, I think that the education of that and the Black community and the effect, how it affected so many people in our country to where we're at today, I think that is an important sentiment of its own, okay? But here's the thing, right? Do I think that Bath & Body Works did it intentionally? No, I don't think that they did. Do I think that it's offensive? And do I think that if you're looking for it, you're going to find it? Because a lot of people are like, now that you said it, I can't unsee it. That was, yeah. I mean, I saw the candle immediately, and I was like, oh, this is a problem. This looks, I did not see the crosses at first until somebody pointed it out in the Reddit thread, but I was like, this looks like KKK Klansmen. Like, there's no way I could look at it and not see it. When people are like, it just looks like a snowflake, I've never seen a snowflake that looks like KKK Klansmen. I just haven't. I've made a lot of snowflakes as a kid, okay? Cut those things up. I've made a lot of those in my life, okay? None of them ever look like that. The thing is this, right, is that how did this ever, even if you think that one or two people are going to be offended by it, as a company that is so family friendly and so friendly to everybody, as Bath & Body Works, how are you going to put out a candle that could even be questionable to even 10 people, okay? To even 10 people. that would maybe even question it, that your marketing department, your graphics design company, that you would think that if you put this candle in front of them, that was even questionable at all, right? Now, you have to remember, you're talking about a company the size of Bath & Body Works. They make huge amounts of money every year, right? So let's just hope that they're not hiring people that are straight out of college that are ignorant and not educated, okay? About black history in our country. Let's hope that they're not hiring. Let's hope that they maybe have some diversity, which in retrospect to this, I've heard that Bath & Body Works doesn't have a lot of diversity within their corporate company. I don't know about that, okay? But let's hope that they do. I mean, a couple people in the threads were like, this is why every company needs cultural diversity training and things like that. The fact that this candle got past anybody and they thought it was okay, if anybody questioned it, if 10 people questioned it and thought that this candle's not going to be okay, and it's not just an opinion at this point because Bath & Body Works has issued a statement. So I have an article to read to you from CNN. But the fact that anybody would question this and that they would let this candle go out there at all, right, is like, okay, like this is problematic. That anybody, I mean, you should have market research groups where of 20 people, like, I mean, movies do that. Movies will have people watch it for endings, which ending works best. So if you're going to have a candle that you're going to put out to the world, you should probably hire 20 to 50 people that love candles and be like, what do you think of this candle? And if that candle flies past 20 or 50 people that do not look at that and say, you know what, like I know this is probably a reach, but that looks a little bit like KKK Klansmen. And somebody goes, you know what? I don't really see it, but that might be problematic to some people. It's not really so much being about a snowflake. I mean, this is what's interesting to me, right? Is that so many people were like, this is people being offended by anything. Okay, I don't know what side you speak on. It's not really my place to take a stance because it's not my experience or my family's experience to speak to what it was like to when you're talking about burning crosses in the KKK. But I can imagine that to some people and their history and their family history, that is highly, highly triggering and very problematic for them. So it's not just about being a snowflake, okay? It's important history in our country. And the fact that that candle even went out there, it's not about, oh, it's just a candle, it's just a snowflake. Okay, the fact that they didn't check that. Companies have been canceled for a lot less than this. And I know when I come out with this video, I'm going to get a lot of comments that people will say, you're reaching again, blah, 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 whatever. This is just my opinion on it, okay? If it were my company and that candle came through, AI or some graphic designer made it up, and I saw it, and I thought it might offend one person, okay? No, I wouldn't let it out there, you know? I mean, it's so interesting to me when everybody talks about being offended this way and being offended by that and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, even if you're going to offend one, let's think about this from a business point of view, okay? I understand from like a personal opinion point of view of us talking about it on the video. From a customer point of view, if you even think that you're going to turn away one or two loyal customers that have bought your candles consistently, that are going to look at that candle and say, you put that candle out in your showroom, that could even questionably be a KKK Klansman. A lot of people were saying it was aliens. A lot of people were saying it was bay leaves. Okay, even if it was questionable, I looked at the candle and immediately thought that. You know? And that's me. I mean, I can't imagine what other people thought, you know? That's their lived experience in history. So if one person or two people that have been loyal, devoted, if you even think that way, I mean, Bath & Body Works has always prided themselves on being loyal to their customers and caring about their customers and stuff like that. If even one or two people are offended by that over a questionable thing, why would you not pull it? Well, they did. And in my last video, I said that they had already pulled the candle. Well, apparently they issued a statement. So I did want to read some of the comments on here underneath the video, because the comments like really, really differed a lot, but I wanted to read some of the comments just in reference to the candle. And somebody said, are you a candle review channel? I'm glad you covered this. I'm not. What did somebody say underneath here? Somebody said getting back to his roots. No, I'm not a candle review company. Somebody said, when I looked at, I'm reading these top straight down. When I looked at it, I didn't see snowflakes. I thought it was alien heads. And somebody said, honestly, I imagine the little alien dudes from A Bust a Groove. And then somebody said, yeah, they gave me alien vibes as well, but I totally see the KKK reference. I'm also Canadian, so it's not as much a part of our history, but I totally see why people are mad. I mean, a Santa alien would probably sell, but yeah, this wasn't, LOL. But it wasn't supposed to be an alien either. That was the other thing. Like, it was supposed to be a snowflake. It wasn't supposed to be an alien, but I get what you're saying. Somebody said, you may want to do some research into the 1920s. Canadians have had KKK members in the thousands. This absolutely is a part of Canadian history. It's not advertised for some reason. So that was that comment. Somebody said, their cousin is a marketing executive for Bath & Body Works. I'll have to ask her about this mishap. Somebody said, keep us posted. Somebody said, this is not a mishap. This is something they intended to do. Somebody said, this is so upsetting. How could Bath & Body Works let this get past them? This is unacceptable, Bath & Body Works. Somebody said AI is hurting artists. Bath & Body Works could have paid a real person to design something that actually looks good. And somebody, that has 107 likes on it. Somebody responded and said, the economy is hurting artists. A big company can afford to pay an artist, yes, but regular people can't always afford hundreds to pay an artist. Somebody said, I think AI might need a history lesson on why that's not a good idea. Somebody said, when I saw the graphic of the candle on my screen, I literally went, huh? How did they get that? How did that get approved? Somebody said, at first I was like, what? But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And somebody said, I was ready to roll my eyes because people like to overreact these days, but then I saw the picture. That's not the case this time. Whoever approved the designs definitely dropped the ball with this one. Somebody said, Dixie Clandles, because somebody commented that on my video. Sorry to laugh, but that was, okay. Yeah, did I say that in the video? I must have said that. It said, hilarious Freudian slip. No, I actually think I was reading a comment from the thread. Somebody put that on the thread. But I might have made that Freudian slip. Somebody said, I gasped out loud with the burning crosses were pointed out. I saw the white hoods immediately and was horrified, but once I saw the crosses too, I could not even believe it. Holy moly. And somebody said, same reaction for us. We were shocked. We had to enlarge the photo to make sure we didn't see what we thought we did. A big double take, shaking head. Somebody said, am I the only one who saw bay leaves with eyes and bodies? And somebody else, and it has 12 likes on it. Somebody said, that's actually what I saw also. Somebody said, oh my, I guess the people who don't see it are the people who haven't been taught about that in history classes. Somebody said, let's be honest, everything offends these days. And somebody responded and said, Powder Puff Society. Somebody said, it looks like a snowflake cutout. Somebody said, how ironic, snowflakes are melting over snowflakes. Somebody said, damn, people are so emotionally insecure these days. Somebody said, as a full-time artist, pay an artist instead of skimping on AI. Now look how much it's cost them. Somebody said, this fix was so easy too. Just fill in the eye holes with the same white color. I thought this was really interesting if they said that, because it really is a simple fix. Because it would have totally looked like bay leaves then. It's the little eye holes that make it look like the Klan. Makes you wonder if they wanted to stir some buzz and intended to take them down immediately. Because they literally took them down immediately. What's interesting about this comment is, like, are they trying to get some drama around marketing to sell some candles? Although, I think that this would probably only hurt Bath & Body Works, not help Bath & Body Works. Instead, unless it was trying to get people in there to see what candles they do have this year. Maybe, I don't know, are Bath & Body Works candles not selling as well as they did? I have no idea. I'm not a candle review company. Not really. But I thought it was an interesting take on this, because it would have kind of been an easy fix, unless they were all labeled and went out. It's so interesting that it didn't, like, how did it get approved, is what I wonder, right? But, you know, and then it's like, when this person says, they wanted to stir some buzz because they intended to take them down immediately. When I looked into this, somebody had sent me like one blog post, somebody else had sent me like one Reddit thread, and two other people had sent me the other Reddit thread, right? So there was two Reddit threads that one of them was longer than the other. One of them only had like 8 or 9 posts on it. The other one, or comments on it. The other one probably had 30, and then there was one blog post. That was it, and they took the candle down. What's interesting about that, okay, from like a conspiracy point of view is, did they do this just to draw attention to it? Because now CNN is commenting about this. This is going to stop in 2 minutes, so let me stop it now. Hold on. Have to pause before the break. Okay. So now CNN is writing about this. NBC is writing about this. I mean, there are all these articles. Let me go through here. Bath & Body Works apologizes for selling candles that look like Ku Klux Klan hoods. CNN. Bath & Body Works apologizes for designs with what look like KKK hoods. AP News. Bath & Body Works pulls candle packaging that some said evoked Ku Klux Klan. I mean, it's all these different articles. I mean, across the board, from Fox Business to NBC to CNN to NPR to all of these. So, I mean, it's crazy that this is getting this much coverage. And this is from, let's see, this is from Monday. This is from CNN. Bath & Body Works apologizes for selling candles that look like Ku Klux Klan hoods. Bath & Body Works has stopped selling a candle that was emblazoned with a winter theme that many commenters online compared to a Ku Klux Klan hood. The candle's label, called Snowed In, has stopped selling a candle that was emblazoned with a winter theme that many commenters online compared to a KKK hood. The candle's label, called Snowed In, was decorated with a stylized paper snowflake, but many people on social media compared it to the hoods and robes worn by Klans members. The KKK is one of the oldest and most infamous hate groups in the United States, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. The Anti-Defamation League says that the imagery of the KKK hood itself has become a hate symbol. The candle has since been pulled from Bath & Body Works' website. It was literally pulled like in a day. Let me arrange, hold on a second because this is going to the side. It was literally pulled within a day of these Reddit thread posts being posted. The candle has since been pulled from Bath & Body Works' websites. It's interesting to me that the candle was pulled within 24 hours of Reddit posts being talked about it. 2 very small Reddit posts. But that all the time that it would go into this candle being approved, the candle being printed, the candle being distributed to stores and being put out, that no one in that chain of command ever caught it. It does make me kind of wonder if they were trying to stir up some drama. I don't know. I mean, now it's getting international news attention. So, I don't know. If it's getting this much news attention, apparently it's not just about a bunch of snowflakes. I'm just saying. Somebody messaged me when they sent me this article. They actually sent me the NBC one. And they said, maybe it wasn't such a reach after all, Peter. I don't know. Somebody said the candle has since been pulled from Bath & Body Works website and retail locations, with the company telling CNN in a statement its design was unintentional. And this is their statement. At Bath & Body Works, we are committed to listening to our teams and customers and committed to fixing any mistakes we make, even those that are unintentional, like this one, a spokesperson said. We apologize to anyone we've offended and are swiftly working to have this item removed and are evaluating our process going forward. Commenters on Reddit jumped on the design choice, calling it a clandle. See, that's where it came from. Or a Klan Christmas candle. Some people who tried ordering the candle after the controversy erupted late last week said on social media that their orders have been canceled. The canceled candle has appeared on eBay, however, with one person attempting to sell the candle for $350. The website's policies ban listings that include racist terms or language. However, the candle will remain on eBay since it's not explicitly racist. eBay policies prohibit listings that include racist terms or language, a company spokesperson said. Any items being marked using racist language will be blocked or removed. Candles are a staple at Bath & Body Works collection, which has evolved beyond soaps and lotions. Every year, the retailer rolls out its collection of holiday-scented candles that amount to nearly 40% of its annual sales, according to an analyst. That's really interesting that now they're getting a lot of attention over this. I just don't know. You know where they say that, like, bad press, any press is good press, like even bad press is good press? I'm not sure in my 8 years of covering drama commentary that I necessarily believe that bad press is good press or that any press is good press. I don't know that I necessarily believe this. Do I think it was intentional? No, I don't think it was intentional. I think if it was intentional, there's somebody on the team that would have leaked that this was intentional and that they let it through. At this point, I think it was unintentional. I think there's probably somebody that lost their job over this because they weren't paying enough attention, because probably they were texting their girlfriends about a date that they had that went really, really bad, and the D was bad and everything else like that. And so they're like, oh yeah, that candle's good, snowed in, next. And so that's probably what happened, okay? Or let's be fair across the board to this, okay? Or some guy that cheated on his girlfriend and was trying to cover his tracks over the weekend. He was like, snowed in? Yeah, looks like a snowflake, next. Okay, so anyway, it was somebody that lost their job over something like that because they were more concerned with what was going on their cell phones and all that kind of stuff, and probably all their fake Tinder accounts that they made up with AI, okay? So they weren't disturbed at all by the AI on this. So basically, the story is AI is ruining the world. Anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I know that half of you are going to say it's a reach, half of you are going to say it's snowflakes, the other half of you are going to say that you influencer gasp, you can't believe this. But I am glad that Bath & Body Works came out and addressed it, and they pulled the candle and they made a statement. I think that's what you do in a situation like this, right? So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.